All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to Genetics Creations. If you guys are new here, I teach crochet. My name is Jen, and I've been teaching a live class every Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So this is our regular scheduled class. Today we are going to be learning a beanie. And while I am getting things going, if you guys are in here, please let me know that the sound is working. I know with every time there's an update, some of our tech issues tend to be a little wonky. And then I've got our chat up. I've got all of the things. But today, we're going to be making one of these skull beanies. I'm full disclosure, I have a funny feeling this is going to end up being a 2-class project just because it's a little bit of a bigger project. It takes a little bit more time to get through. But we're going to be starting with this brim. There are a few different ways you can do a brim. I am doing it today in the single crochet version, but I'll show you a couple ways that I start it. And there's a million different ways. Another one that's really popular is to do a slip stitch across. This is one of my favorite ways, but I know a lot of people don't have the patience for it. Slip stitch in the back loops only. We're going to be single crocheting in the back loops only. You can also half double crochet in the back loops only, just like last week. If you guys didn't do that one, last week we did another beanie, and that one is available for replay, so you guys can check that one out. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me make sure there's no dogs behind me. So we've been definitely getting into fall vibes. Last week we worked on this half double crochet beanie. We also taught you how to make it a cat ear beanie, or you can make it a standard unisex beanie. So that was one thing that we did last week. That is available in the Get Hooked playlist. You guys can watch that. How are you, Sonia? How are you? Can you hear me?
Welcome to my channel. Hi, friend.
Can you hear me all right? I just want to make sure. Sometimes the mic settings get a little wonky when I start each week. But we're going to be starting this beanie. So we talked about this. The brim's going to be what we start with. We're going to do single crochets, back loops only around. Hello, Ray!
Ray, welcome to my channel. Hello, everyone. Becky Dornett, welcome to my channel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, yes!
Fund is good.
So glad. I love it when things go according to strategy.
Amazing Grace. Welcome to my channel. Yes, ma'am.
So we are going to be starting going back and forth this way. We're going to be wrapping it around and joining it. Then we're going to be working this direction. And
Sound
this...
is
good.
Face with hearts.
Yes. But then we're going to be switching to this bean stitch. And this is where I'm going to start you up to here. And then you guys will have homework where you just go a little bit above this. Next week, we will show you how to decrease it and take it in and finish it. And I'll even show you how to make a pom. If you guys want to order one of your little pom makers, you can do that. Or you can do it by just wrapping a bunch of strands around something. But I will teach you how to make this beanie. So grab your yarn. Grab your yarn. I don't honestly know how much you need. I want to say about 300 or 400 yards. I'm going to be working with, just for reference, my pom. It's about the size of my pom. It's a pretty good cake, pretty good size cake. And we're going to be going there.
Welcome to my channel. Hi, hi.
Hi, hi. What's up, laddie? I am using a size I hook. It is also I9, 5.5 millimeter. If your yarn recommends using a different size hook, that's fine. Go with what your yarn recommends. I am literally going to show you how to customize this, so it doesn't matter your gauge per se. But I will tell you, you don't want to go too loose or the bean stitch will lose its effect going on here. Okay? So we're going to be learning the bean stitch. We're going to be learning how to put it into a beanie, and it will likely be a 2-class project. So, is everyone ready? And if so, who is stitching with me? I know some people are just joining to watch, and they're going to be joining or, making their own later, which is great. That's why I record on this platform, so that you guys have the tutorials kind of permanently. But if you guys are stitching with me, I want to make sure I know so I don't leave anyone behind. What's up, Shayna? So who's stitching with me? Anybody? Because otherwise I am going to get started. I think this green is going to look very nice, by the way. It looks a little more like that. It's kind of like an olivey green. Ugh. Again, Shayna, we talked about the greens, right? Underutilized colors. You're going to try, Shayna? No worries. No worries. Okay. Do you have your
Wendy
yarn?
Estrada, welcome to my channel. I have you on the TV.
I'm on a TV!
I'm going to use a 5.5mm loops and threads facets autumn.
Fantastic, Ray! Okay, we're going to start with a slip knot. So if you're ready, you're going to do a slip knot. If you haven't done a slip knot before, I am holding the cut section to my right. I'm just sliding it over. I'm leaving a little tail. It doesn't need to be crazy. We're actually going to likely weave that in. I'm going over itself.
Welcome to my channel. Hello.
Around the back.
Very popular color.
And then I'm going to pull that through. So we're doing that slip knot. What's up, Elizabeth? Dude, Becky, Shayna and I were just talking about greens and how like underutilized they are. And every time I make something in green, because we were talking specifically about that Dollar Tree green that everyone's talking about. Whenever I make something in green, people like flock to it. It is an underutilized color. Guys, use your greens. Use your greens, eat your greens, all the fun things. Green is good. I'm just saying. All right. We are going to start doing foundation single crochets. If this is too much for you, chain a few and do a row of single crochets. The whole point is I don't know how many we're going to do because I want it to be...
Facets as well.
Facets is great. It is a little bit of a tighter yarn and you may opt to make it, you may want to use a smaller hook, but work with what you got and see how you like it. I am going to be making this about 2 inches. This section, customize it. If you want it thicker, you can do so. If you want it thinner, you can do so as well. I have a funny feeling I'm going to be somewhere around 8 stitches, just based off of my knowledge, or 10, 8 to 10 stitches, but you want it to be about 2 inches in width. So if you're going to be chaining, you probably want to chain 11 and then do 10 single crochets back. Or if you're like me and I hate chaining because I feel like it affects the tension, we're going to do that foundation single crochet. And how I'm doing that is you're going to start by chaining 2.
Welcome to my channel. I'm back.
You're back, Lorraine! So perfect,
Nice
perfect.
face with hearts.
Chain 2. You're going into that first chain. Notice I'm not working into this section. I'm actually working in that back bump. I don't know why. It just, for me, it gives it a better finish. But if you can't grab it or you're having trouble with it, just pick a loop. It's not that big of a deal. And you're going to insert your hook, pull up 1. It looks like you're starting a single crochet, but we do need to add our chain. So chain and then finish. We're going to do that again. Insert your hook. You're grabbing both those loops now because you want to grab the far end. So that braid. You're going to pull up 1. It looks like a single crochet, but we're going to pause and chain. And then finish our single crochet. Ooh, don't split the yarn. Don't pull a Jen. Okay. Insert your hook. Pull up 1. Chain. Pull up 2. Keep going until you have about 2 inches worth. And I'll show you how I'm measuring it. But ultimately, I'll also count. I think it's anywhere from 8 to 10 stitches. Should be anywhere from 8 to 10 stitches. We're getting there. I go by measurement and then I'll count later. What's nice about doing it that way is you guys can literally customize how you want things to go. So I'm going a little bit over 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. I'm doing 7 on this one. This yarn just happened to make it a little bit looser. That's okay. That's okay. Depending on your yarn, it's going to have different thickness. So again, this allows you to customize it and fit it to you. If you got a bigger head, you're not going to have to worry. You're going to make it by measurement. You're not making it off of it. You've got a bigger forehead. We're not here to not knock on anyone with a big forehead, but you may want to opt for a thicker band. You may want a thicker band. Absolutely. I'm going to back up then. So let's just go frog that real quick. No worries. Slip knot. Hopefully you've got that. Pull that tight. Chain 2. So 1, 2. Let me zoom in a little bit because I do know that this is new for a lot of people. You're not going back into the front of the chain. We're going to the back bump. So rotate your chain down and you'll see 1 bump on the back. It's right next to the knot.
Kimberly Tarzia, welcome to my channel. Hello, what are we making today?
We are making a skull not a skull beanie. They call it a skull cap because of how it fits, but we're going to be doing this beanie, and it's using a bean stitch. So if you've never used the bean stitch before, you're in luck. You're going to learn it. You're going to learn it. It's nice and easy, and it creates a really good texture. So now that you've inserted that, Ray, you're going to pull up 1. It's just like you're starting a single crochet. But now you're going to chain 1 before you finish the single crochet. So now pull through 2. Going back into that first stitch, you're grabbing those 2 loops. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to go slow, so let me know. But you now have all that going on.
That's really pretty. Krista, welcome to my channel. This live just popped up. Hello, first time here.
Krista, welcome. You're pulling up the 1 loop. We are making a beanie, and the great news is, Krista, all of my classes are available for replay. So if you're ever late or you can't make it, we've got all the teaching. We're not going to leave you behind. Ray, so we pulled up the 1. You're going to chain and then finish that single crochet. But we do a live class every Thursday. Every Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we literally just started. Go back into that first stitch. Pull up 1. Chain. Pull up 2. And Ray, I hope you are getting that. You're just going to keep doing that until you have 2 inches worth. Or in my case, I did about 7 stitches. Again, if you've got a bigger forehead, you can make the brim of their hat wider. If you're someone who doesn't like a wide brim, you could always do like 5 stitches instead. It doesn't matter. You're just getting enough to have
I wound up with 3 loops.
A little bit of a texture finish. Where did you wind up with 3 loops? After what? What part did you do? Because you're going to insert, pull up 1. Pull up 1 again.
Wonderful, I wouldn't have
Pull
found
up
you
2.
without this live popping up.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm glad that you found me. Please subscribe, join, all the things.
Try as I go, smiling face with hearts.
Yeah, absolutely, Ray. Dude, Ray, I'm here for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to undo 1 because I liked it when it was a little bit less. But I am aiming for the 2 inches. Shayna. Sorry, I have Shay on my team, and then I have Shayna. It's getting really confusing.
Slightly out of focus.
Let me back this up. Perfect. Do I need to demonstrate that again, Shayna? We'll go one more time because I know this is new. I'm going to try to keep this low and keep this up a little bit more, and maybe that'll help focus. All right. Slip knot. And chain 2. 1 and 2. Going into the back bump of your first chain, inserting that hook there. Pull up 1. You have 2 loops on the hook. Pull up 1 again, or chain, however you want to word it, and then pull up the remaining 2. Go back in and insert it. When you insert it the second time, you are grabbing both of those loops right there. Because see how it looks like a chain? So grab both of those loops. Technically now you do have 1, 2, 3 loops, but we usually treat that front one, this one, as 1. So you're going to pull up 1, pull up 1 again, or chain, however you want to word it, and then pull up 2. This is a foundation single crochet. Going back into those 2 loops, 1, chain, finish the single crochet. Going back in, 1, chain, finish the single crochet. I'm going to get us back to 7, and then we're going to start row 2. Did that work for you, Shay? Are you good? And then Ray, I hope that kind of clarified however you ended up with that third loop. Because it might have been those 2 loops you grabbed, and I forgot to mention that we're going to kind of treat that as 1. Kind of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 1 more. We're inserting it, pulling up 1, pulling up 1, pulling up 2. If that doesn't work, again, chain 8, single crochet in the second loop, and in each one across, and then you'll be good. You can chain and then single crochet, and you're right here. I just like the tension this leaves. It tends to be a little bit cleaner, but it's not mandatory. You can chain followed by a row of single crochets. Once you get there, though, we're going to chain 1 and turn. But I want to make sure, Shayna, that you're in good hands. Shayna, you're good. Ray.
Mrs. Duckman, welcome to my channel. Hello again, friend.
Hello, Mrs. Duckman. Hello, hello. All right. Let me know if you guys you got it. Okay, perfect, perfect. Shayna, let me know if I need to demonstrate any of that again, because I know it's new. Otherwise, Shayna,
Smiling
just chain.
face with heart.
Do the chains and then the singles. Okay. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn. This is where it should be fairly easy because we're just going to wash, rinse, repeat this row until we get it the size we want. You're going to insert, not into the chain, but into your first stitch, into the back loops only, single crochet across. If you don't know what back loops only are, that is okay. I'll show you. Anytime you take your stitches and you kind of turn them up like this, you're going to see this little braid action going on. You've got your back loop, your front loop, and then you're either going to stitch, okay, good. You're either going to stitch in this front loop only, in this back loop only, or in both loops. Now, there's obviously a third loop also, but for this purpose, you don't need to know all of that. That is just...
Diva Unicorn, welcome to my channel. I've just learned single foundation this week.
Oh my God, great, Diva, perfect. Well then, make a few and join in. So now we're going to be doing back loops only. You only worry about one loop only if you're trying to, create certain textures. So normally speaking, you're going to be in both loops whenever you crochet, unless the pattern states otherwise. In this case, back loops only, we're going to single crochet across. So you're inserting the loop, or inserting the hook into the loop, pull up 1, pull up 2, and we're going to keep doing that all the way across. 1 and 2. And we're going to repeat this for a while because, again, this is the brim of the hat. We're starting this direction. We need to go all the way around until we can join it. So back loops only. And we're going to be here for a minute, ladies. So feel free to start chatting it up and asking me any questions you have. Chain 1, turn. Back loops only. Single crochet across. It might feel like it's going to be a tedious spot, but this actually works up really fast. A few alternatives. Some people prefer to do half double crochet instead of a single crochet. Why? Because it can go a little bit faster. The stitches progress quicker. It's a taller stitch. However, it also can change how close this ribbing is together, and you may not like it being further apart. You may want it tighter. You can also do what's called a slip
stitch. This is
similar
to what I am doing for the cat ear hats.
Uh-huh. Oh, absolutely. You're probably doing half double crochets, no? Where you yarn over first. That's actually the style we taught last week, and that class is still available if you're new here and you want to check that out. Check out the Get Hooked playlist in my channel. I have a ton of free tutorials in there, guys. All of my live classes. Oh,
do you have a tutorial for the skull shawl in the background?
That I do not, because it is not mine, Diva. However, you're in our Court of Disses, right? Our Discord. I don't have to say that here. I can say Discord. I'm sorry. You're in our Discord, right? I feel like you are. Because I put that is not my pattern, but I did put the diagram and someone actually wrote out the pattern. I put the link for all of that in the Discord. So if you want that, it's free. It's free and it's a good one. I'm going to totally make another one. All right, so we're chain 1, turn. You're going to keep repeating this row until it wraps around our head. Yes. It won't take long. Okay, yeah. I will tag you in it after class. If I forget, message me. I just simply forgot. It's not that I don't care. I just have like a lot of messages going on. But it's in the shawls section on the pattern only thread. Anyone that's in here, if you guys want into our Discord, the link is pinned in the chat. It is free. I don't charge for my Discord. There's a lot of patterns. All of us stitch addicts, yarn addicts. I'd be happy to. All of us are in there and we exchange a lot of ideas. We inspire one another. We help each other out if you're stuck on a stitch or you're trying to figure out a certain yarn and what to do with it. There's just a lot of collaboration that goes on in there. So if you are a crafter, especially if you're a yarn addict, you want to be in there. That is pinned in the chat. It is our Discord. It is free. It is the best way to get a hold of me as well. So if you ever have questions on anything, that is going to be way better than messaging me on some of these social media platforms, because right now I'm getting spammed like crazy and trying to find your guys' messages has become harder and harder. So Discord definitely gets around that for sure. But I'd be happy to tag you. We just finished that one yesterday. Day before yesterday. It was our first time trying that diagram. It was a good one.
Cotillion Carpenter. Welcome to my channel. Hello watching and making later. You're on the TV again. Hope good day.
I love that I'm on everyone's TV. Yeah, please save the link and totally watch it when you're free, because I know not everyone gets onto these channels expecting to make something right then and there. And let's be real, it's not going to be a quick project. So at least being available for replay after the fact helps you kind of do it at your own leisure, which is why I teach here. It's just a really great alternative for people with busy schedules. So I love it. I love it. It was a pleasure to meet you. I'm so glad you found this channel. And please get into the Court of Disses. The Discord. Oh my goodness. Sorry. On TikTok, I'm usually live and we can't say certain things there. On YouTube, they tend not to care as much. Okay, so as you can see, it's working out quickly. We want to get it so that it wraps around our head. I usually aim for about 19 inches. When we get closer, though, I'll let you know. I want my last row to end here. I want to be on the opposite side as this thread. So whatever our last row is, I need to end on this side, and I'll show you why when we get to that point. But just make sure that as you're going back and forth, it just makes it smoother. You can weave in the ends or we're going to crochet over the ends if you plan it correctly instead of weaving them in.
TV.
Is it?
Hubby walked in and you're on the TV.
Oh my God, this is so crazy, Wendy. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Hi, Mr. Wendy. How are you? But keep going. Shayna, how's yours looking? You're doing chain 9 turn, slip stitch.
9 turn SL street into first back loop, continue to the end chain 1 turn, repeat until it fits.
That works. That works.
I hope that was understandable.
Slip stitch is a great one because it'll tie in the ribbing closer. I would encourage you to even try this at a different time. Maybe not for today's. This is slip stitch back loops only. And when you just do slip stitch without the singles in between or the half doubles, it creates a really good knit look, but it does take forever. I'm not going to lie. It's tedious. It is my favorite to do on certain beanies, but it's kind of evil when you're doing it because you're like, oh my gosh, how long am I going to be here? You're going to be there for a minute. It's a very short stitch. It takes a while, but again, it's worth it. Crochet was never supposed to be a super quick thing. I know we don't want to hear that because we're all like, oh, I need a quick project. A nice quick project.
Oh, he's laughing. That's my Northern California friend.
North Cali. Yep. I probably have a lot of nicknames. I know I was talking to Becky too, and she was telling me about, yep, I talked to you, or to talk to my friends about you too. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so weird. It is so bizarre. But it's good. It's good. Hopefully they will want to learn to crochet. And hopefully they will join.
The top turn inside out SC across and tie off weave in ends.
Mm-hmm.
Try on as you go.
Yeah, try on as you go. I aim for about 19 inches. I might go a little bit smaller on this because when I do 19 inches, it's usually headbands. My headbands are usually a thicker stitch. I like the feather stitch, the jasmine stitch. Again, I have tutorials for these as well. Those are all complete and available for replay. But when I do 19 inches, as you'll see, this doesn't have as much stretch as something like single crochets. See the difference? So you may want to do a little bit less than 19 because you want it to fit comfortably around your head. Unless you've got a big head, and there's no judgment here if you do. But at least you know you can customize it. That's what's cool about this. You're going to customize it to fit you or whoever you're making it for. I try to write my patterns with that in mind because not everybody, for example, my shawls, I like the big dramatic shawls, but not everybody likes that. I am tall. Not everybody is super tall and wants something that you know, takes that all over. Hold on, I'm just trying to make sure you guys are in frame and you can see what I'm doing. Okay.
I tend to try on as I go. It works out better for me.
I feel like it works out better for me too. And then you learn how to tailor each pattern to your desired outcome, kind of. Especially when you start making different wearables like tank tops or cardigans. Like, I mean, yeah, you've got your cocoon tops and your slouchy things like your hexagon cardigans. And those are all great because they're really forgiving and they fit a lot of body types. But what if you want to make it specifically something smaller or specifically to fit differently or whatever? You want the option to do that. And the only way to do that is to try it on as you go and learn how to kind of shape. But this one, yeah, this one's pretty easy to do that with because you're just going to keep going until this wraps around your head. And we're probably about a third of the way there now. But again, once you guys get the bean stitch and all that other stuff, again, to Ray, like you can totally start changing it up. Let me do this brim instead, the half double crochets, the slip stitches. Let's do all of that. And then combine it with the other stitches. That's how you start going rogue, as we like to call it, is by trying new things and combining new things, which is great. Ray, how long have you been stitching? I don't know if I ever asked you that.
Would this work if I stitched in the back bump? I'm guessing on the ribbing length for a kid's beanie.
What do you mean on the back bump? Like trying to go back into here? Like the third loop? Because I know with half double crochets, they have a third loop.
Who knew I was one of the rogues?
Yeah, you are, but that's okay. That's good. Going rogue is how you like make it your own.
I do a lot of freestyling.
Yeah, a lot of people are intimidated to freestyle. So honestly, you should be really like proud of yourself for that. A lot of people are intimidated to freestyle. And it doesn't need to be, I mean, freestyling can even be just as much as omitting a few rows and then trying to make it your own with a different one or something like that. There's a lot of different ways. But you can see this is actually working out pretty fast. If you were doing the slip stitch version, you'd probably be like cussing up a storm right now, because I know I do every time I need to do that. But it always looks so good. It does always look so good, but it is the part that takes me forever when I do those style beanies. But look, I mean, you've got a really good rib going on here for that texture that most people like for the beanie around the brim. Is it a brim or a ram? It's a brim. It's a brim. For some reason, I keep wanting to say rim, and that just, my mind gutter. It's just not good. It doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. I'm sure you guys know me well enough to know it doesn't go well. You're doing the half double crochet? Nice, Shayna.
In doing HDC.
And yes, I know, the YouTube Jane bot that I have right now has a huge delay. We will get that fixed. I did find an alternative.
I'm gonna watch you while I cook dinner for my parents.
Sounds good. Do they live with you or are they just in town for a bit?
I gave it a shot.
No worries. I think when you can go on your own, like at your own pace, it won't be so bad. It won't be so. This is a bigger project though too. So you got this.
I learn also from listening to.
Good. As long as you promise to try it and you know how to message me if for any reason you need something else. Because you're in the court of disses, right? You're in the Discord. Discord. I can see it here.
Yes, that third loop. I wanted the ribbing extra stretchy. Maybe I should just not do that.
It works really well with a half double crochet to go into the third loop.
Yes, I crochet on the slower side.
I haven't tried it with the single crochets yet. I will say stretchy. The slip stitch works really good for stretchy and whatnot. But again, it just takes forever. So do it when you feel like you can commit to it. But it is a great one. And yeah, I don't know. Everyone is obsessed with crocheting fast. I don't know when that obsession became the thing. It is a-okay to be a slow and methodical stitcher. Part of why crochet has so much appeal is the ASMR of it. And ASMR, as you guys know, it's not fast. It's like a nice, enjoyable cadence of action. Like, take your time, enjoy crocheting. It is a hobby of love. It does not need to be like, oh my God, get it done. I need to mass produce. Like, we're not in that. Again, that's also why crochet is a little bit more expensive than some other things out there. If you guys are out there wondering why is crochet so expensive and why do people always want to charge an arm and a leg, it's because it literally takes hours to do. Like, there's no machine that can do this. Not yet, anyway. I haven't seen one. While there is a knitting machine out there, and even that has its limitations, crochet, hands down, there's no alternative for it. So when you see crochet items that are being sold for like 5 cookies or $5 or whatever at the stores, just know someone is literally behind the scenes doing what I'm doing and taking up all the time to make it this way. And I don't care what they're selling it for. It's probably not worth what they like put into it. That is the sad reality. But it's also what makes our craft so amazing. There's no way for a machine to fix it or do it for us. We are irreplaceable by AI, at least now, right? Okay, I'm still getting there. I think I might be getting close to a little more than halfway done. And then I'll show you guys how we join it. And then the next few rows to get you going on your homework. Yes, we got homework. It's not crazy homework. And the good news is if you don't get it done in time, guess what? It doesn't matter. Because the second part is going to be recorded just like this, and you're going to be able to do it at your own leisure too. Remember when they didn't have YouTube and we couldn't do classes like this? Like, geez, what were we doing? Before internet, we couldn't look up anything at our fingertips. How close are you, Miss Shayna? I think you're the only one still stitching with me at this moment. You stitch pretty fast, especially with half double crochets, so I imagine you're probably flying through it.
We all went rogue.
We all went rogue? What did you do, Letty? I didn't know you were stitching with me. What did you do? I am going to have to write this up as a pattern, but I will get to it eventually.
Being able to do it at my leisure is great. I can pause and play, which I like.
It does help a lot.
Sorry, I was responding to what we did before YT.
Oh, okay. Yes, we did all go rogue. That's what we did before YT. Or we had books. I'm at 13 inches, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there fast. I learned a lot of my crochet from the old school books. I even have some.
Amanda Harvey.
Welcome
to my channel.
Very old ones.
Sorry,
still.
something came up, but I will rewatch.
No worries, Amanda. No worries at all. Hopefully whatever came up is nothing too crazy. Hopefully it's just something simple. Ain't nobody got time for yuckies in our lives. We got enough distractions and whatnot with our kiddos, with cooking, with all the stuff that we do with adulting. Oh man, I can only imagine. Can only imagine. But I am almost there. I was at 13 inches. I have 5 more inches to go. Ish. At about 18, I start hardcore measuring. Because I want to account for the stretch. I really like this green. Oh my goodness. I need to get more of these rich greens. almost there? Shayna, are you almost there? I just want to know. I need to know.
Daniel Plays. Welcome to my channel. Hi.
Hi, how are you? For those of you that are new, my name is Jen. Age appropriate? Of course it is. What are you looking for? My name is Jen. I teach crochet. That is literally my channel. So I put on there that it's not made for kids, but I mean, I can't imagine there's anything in crochet unless I started crocheting some not age appropriate items. I gotta imagine it's all on there pretty good. We're making a beanie right now. But I do a live crochet class every Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And right now we're working on a beanie. Right now we are working on a beanie. Do you stitch? What do you like to make?
Anything.
Anything? Well, I can tell you we do a little bit of everything on this channel. The last few weeks we have made a spider, we have made ghost, we have made the candy corn men. So we're doing all sorts of things. We have some shawls, we have headband patterns. All of my classes are available for replay, so whenever you go to the Get Hooked playlist, you've got a ton of free crochet tutorials at your fingertips. And then, like I said, we do a live class every Thursday, so you can always come in and ask questions. You can stitch along. A lot of us are also in Discord, so if there's ever things that you want to learn, you can always message me there. It is a free app. It is also a free Discord. I don't charge for mine. We just like to connect a lot of crocheters. We're just a bunch of yarn addicts that like to just nerd out on all things crochet and Tunisian crochet, and some of us knit. We have a lot of serial crafters in our community. So welcome, welcome. But if there's anything specific you're looking for, let me know.
Someone throw me out.
Someone threw you out? Why? What do you mean threw you out? Or are you hoping you won't jump in because you're afraid of what'll happen? Because we do trigger a lot of stitch-nanigans, a lot of crow addictions. You will never be without Crojo again. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to measure. Well, let's see. I feel like we're getting kind of close. Ooh, maybe. I feel like we just need probably 3 more rows. Let's do 3 more. Shayna, I hope you're getting close, because I'm getting close to that next step. And I don't want to ditch you. All right, there's 1 more row. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll see what happens next, if I'm at the right spot. 1.
A live crochet live.
Oh, they threw you out of a live crochet? That stinks. What were they stitching? Love to know how many people actually crochet live on this. I didn't know. I don't know about a lot of people, to be honest with you. I started it because we were teaching live in person, and a lot of people got to a point where injuries and illnesses, they couldn't make it. I did have an older community that I was teaching. And YouTube just happened to be perfect for us to get everything recorded. We're going to do 2 more rows. 2 more rows. That's still a little bit snugger than I would like it to be.
A blanket.
Were they stitching a blanket? I got a ton of blanket patterns too. So good news is you found us. Hopefully we're a good fit and you can learn a lot. So welcome, welcome. I know of 3 blanket patterns I have tutorials for off the top of my head. A star blanket, an alpine stitch, and a basket weave stitch. Those are all really good ones. They are free. All right, I think I'm on my last row, Shayna. Double check in right now.
I crochet.
Perfect. All right, it wraps around my head. Here's the other thing. As you can see, I'm going to bring it in just so you can see it a little bit clearer. This tail is on the bottom. My hook is on the top. You do want to be on opposite sides like that. Why? Because it's going to be working smarter, not harder. If you mess it up, it's not a big deal. You just have to weave in another strand, and technically your rows can kind of line up a little wonky.
5 inches.
And you don't want that. I don't know what you said because the comment has gone away. There we go. You think you need more to 3.5 inches? Okay. When you get there, you're going to join, and you're going to join with back loops only. So if you need help, you let me know, but I know you know this part because it's literally what you do on your cat ear beanies. Just now you're doing it in the brim and not just on, you know, whatever. So there we go. I'm going to join these. We're going to slip stitch them together. Okay, so I'm just folding it in half. I'm going to keep doing the back loops only on this one, and then on this one I'm going to do front loops only. Okay, so we're going slip stitching it together. So insert your hook into both of those loops, yarn over, and you're pulling through all of them. This is why I like to line it up, because look at how clean this is. If you had a knot on this side, it can sometimes create a little bump. And then it's also another thread that you have to weave in. So again, just when you're trying to work smarter, not harder, when you're trying to make very clean work, these are the little tips and tricks that can kind of help you make it look more finessed. So back loops only, front loop only, slip stitch. Back, front, slip stitch, and you're going to keep going all the way across. Slip stitch.
Are you nice?
I try to be. I do try to be. But I can be kind of direct, so I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I am human. I might make mistakes, Daniel. All right, when I get through all of those slip stitches, I'm going to chain one, and then now we're going to work in the round. Shayna, I know you may not be where I'm at, but I think you've done this before. Like, I hope you can kind of be okay with it. And then again, like, I can always go back and kind of repeat it and whatnot. You let me know what you need. But as you can see, we're here. We're going to start working in the round now. So we were going back and forth this way. We've joined, and now we're here. And this is why I also planned it. We're going to see our tail. We're going to crochet over that. And now we don't have an end we have to weave in. So I sometimes worry a little bit too much about efficiency, but that's okay. That's okay.
Olivia.
That's great, Olivia. I'm going to have to remember that. I'm not going to lie. I will have to remember that. But the good news is we have a few Olivias already in our community, so it won't be too hard for me to remember. All right, so we've chained one. That's just to give us space. And now I'm going to single crochet around. Whenever you work on the side of your stitches, it can get a little hard to maintain consistency. This is also why a lot of people don't always like doing borders around blankets, i.e. me. Because the width of the stitch is different than the height of the stitch. So for double crochets, you're usually doing 2 stitches along the side to make it even with your height. For single crochets, you're usually doing 1 stitch per row as you keep going. And for half double crochets, you usually have to do 3 stitches for every 2 rows. So it's like 1.5 stitch per each row. That's how you can make it where it doesn't warp out or warp in whenever you have to crochet on the side. And it can get kind of frustrating. Again, that's why I don't like doing a lot of borders, but they are necessary. And in this case, that is what's going to help us start transitioning over to our bean stitch. So we're going to start doing single crochets. My first one's going to go right into this slip stitch that we have. So we're just going to find a spot, single crochet. So that's pull up 1 and pull up 2. Now I'm going to go into every row. And again, between these, that's 2 rows. So 1 row, 2 row, 1 row, 2 row. If you don't see that.
This is exciting. I've never done a bean stitch before.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Lorraine, I love the texture of it. So row here, row here, row here, row here. As you can see, in between each ridge, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you want 1 stitch here, 1 stitch there. So hopefully that'll help you guys kind of see what's happening, because once my fingers get in the way, I know it's a little harder to see. So I'm going into the side of this row. You don't want to pull, you don't want to go too low, because then you're going to start grabbing stuff. Try to work your way into what's consistent with where a loop would be. So pull up, oops, Jen, hold on, Mayday. I'm crocheting over this. So I've got to take that with me. Pull up 1.
How do you crochet a beanie?
Pull up 2. There's a million ways, Olivia. There's a million ways to crochet a beanie. This is one of them. My last week's class was also another great one. That was the half double crochet beanie. I would recommend that one. It's nice and easy. That totally different way to crochet one though. I went into this row. Now I'm going into this row. So single crochet. Now I'm going into this next row. And we're just going to do this all the way around until we get to where we started. So there's a lot of different ways to crochet a beanie. Some people make a rectangle and then they cinch it all in at the end on one side. This way is different because we're crocheting into the round, meaning I created something that's in a round circle, and now we're going to crochet in this direction each row until we finish it. There's a lot of different ways. It just depends on what style beanie you want to make.
I meant, how did you do that?
This way
Really
I
weird.
did single crochets back and forth, but I'm only doing back loops. Only back loops. Yeah, you're right, Shayna. It's cool. We'll let it slide. But totally picked up on that like 10 minutes ago. So 1 single crochet to the side of every row. And we're going to do that all the way around. And that is just so we can start setting up our bean stitch. The bean stitch will come after that. I keep wanting to grab a little bit too much of
Discord?
that. Discord is an app, Krista. It's kind of like a messenger app. But what's nice about it is it allows us to do... Have you ever done Skype or anything like that? Have you ever done Slack, like with work? I know those productivity apps, some people are pretty familiar with other types of them. It's another version of that. So we create different threads. Some of them are for projects. I can show you. Honestly, it's probably better I just show you kind of what it looks like. But it allows us to exchange photos. It allows us to exchange ideas and links. That's great. I do not. I am an only child. So as you can see, this is our server. I know it's a little hard to see, but all of these are different topics. So some of them are pets. We have a books channel. We have a patterns channel. We have a pattern testers channel. So if you want to test some of the patterns that we have in the works, and then we just talk. We get to know each other. We exchange patterns. We exchange ideas. Some of us have a serial crafting problem, so some of us are doing diamond art in there and watercolors, or I've even posted about my paint nights because I'll do acrylic painting from time to time. And we just collaborate with a lot of other stitchers. It's where we hang out. We hang out there when none of us are live. Several of us in there go live on Crochet every day, or if not every day, close to it. I don't need to keep crocheting over this, so I am going to cut it. And I saved my scraps, so that's going in the jar. And now it should be easier. I'm just going to keep doing my single crochet all the way around. 1 into the side of every row. But it allows us to do a lot. You can send voice memos in there. And the voice memos are kind of nice because if there's ever something difficult to explain, we can. You can also send video clips. It's just a lot of different ways. Have you had mamacitas? I don't know what that is. So I can't say that I have. Can't say that I have. Shayna, are you on this part yet? I know you still had a few more inches. I just want to know. That's what she said. I just want to know that I haven't completely taken off without you, because I know I'm ahead of you. There we go. And once you start grabbing these loops, you're going to start finding which ones. There we go. There we go.
Would I be able to use this pattern to make a messy bun hat?
Yes. 1,000,000 times yes. And you want to know why? Because we're working up this way. And once you get to probably about here, instead you would just either leave it that way, or you can do a quick border stitch around it and not cinch it closed. And then you've got yourself a messy bun hat. Like, you might just do 1 row of slip stitch around it to leave it open. I can't remember if that's how I used to make mine or not, Lorraine. I had a pattern randomly that I used to make a ton of them, and then I sold out of them, and I never looked up the pattern again. So I will have to look that part up, but I do know that you can do it very well. You're trying to do the round right now. Okay, perfect.
Do the round.
You don't have any questions, right? Great question, Diva. I will let you know in a second. I'm trying to get this last stitch. And then we're going to be slip stitching to the beginning. I am using both loops on that. Pulling through both. So now we are here. Now we are here. Diva, a messy bun hat would be no different than what you see here, except the part where it all comes together at the top, it has a hole at the top. So you can either put your ponytail through it, so your hair is all, you know, down and leaving there. Sounds good, Olivia. We'll see you later. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we'll see you shortly. But or you can put the messy bun on top, and so it's free. It's not trapped in the hat. That's what the messy bun hat is. So a lot of girls like them because their hair is not all flat and whatever, and you get to show off all your curls and whatnot. All right. All right. Shayna, I am going to start the bean stitch. When you're ready to do yours, let me know and I'll slow it down and repeat it. You're just going to chain 1 and we're going to start. I'm going into the very first stitch. So chain 1 just gives me a little space. I'm going right into that first stitch. I'm not yarning over first. This is going to be very similar to a puff stitch. A puff stitch you yarn over first, but a bean stitch you do not. You go directly into the stitch.
Thanks. That makes so much sense.
And you're going to pull up. Now you're going to yarn over, go back in, and pull up. And I'm going to do it one more time. Yarn over, go in, and pull up. You're going to pull through all those loops. And now we're going to chain 1. Skip 1 stitch, and you're going into the next. Notice I did not yarn over. I'm just inserting my hook directly into that stitch. Pull up 1. And now you're doing the yarn over back in first. So yarn over, insert, pull up 1. Yarn over, insert, pull up 1. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on the hook. I think I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over and pull through. Chain. Skip. Go into the next one. There we go. There we go. Yarn over again. Insert. Pull up 1. And then pull through all. Chain. And see, and they will start leaning that way. That's good. You want them to kind of lean that way. That is done by us not doing a yarn over before we insert our hook. So everything is done to create a certain shape. And that's how you start learning why you might use a puff stitch versus a bean stitch or whatever. So we're going directly in, pulling over, pulling over. You got all those 6 loops. And then pull through. And chain. Skip 1. Pulling up, yarn over, pulling up, yarn over, pulling up. Pull through all, and chain. Skip. We're going to do that all the way around. You're in the repeat. And I do want to get you 1 or 2 more rows before I leave everyone to do their homework, because the next row, you're going to want to know, we're going to end up turning the hat, and I'll show you how to do that. But I don't want to lose Shayna. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Shayna, you let me know when you're there, because I might have to slow down and re-show that again. Is that right? Re-show it? Drink your water. Cheers. I'm going to drink some more. Otherwise, I'm going to end up losing my voice again. Surprised I didn't lose it after the cross-country meet. Insert your hook. Pull up 1. Yarn over. Pull up. Yarn over. Pull up. Pull through. Chain 1. Skip. Okay. You did the row of single crochets.
The next row.
Did you do the row of singles? And you're on the next one. This is where the fun starts happening, Shayna. And I'm going to pretend that I just slip stitched, because that'll put me where you're at. So if you did all the single crochets, slip stitch to the beginning one to join it. I just did a fake slip stitch right now just so I could show you. And then you're going to chain 1. Your very first bean stitch is going right where you slip stitch. So go right back into that. Do not yarn over first. You're just going directly into your stitch. Pull up 1. 2 loops are on the hook. Yarn over. Insert your hook again. Pull up another one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Go right back in and pull up. You now have the 6 loops on a hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 6. If you guys are struggling, here is how you pull through smoothly. Grab your yarn, you're rotating your hook down. It is always easier when your hook is looking down. My thumb is going to be pushing tension this way. So when I'm pulling through, I'm pushing that way. That is how you will pull through these loops with just a little bit of tension. It doesn't need to be crazy, but that's how you pull through all of those loops smoothly. And then chain to close. So skip. So I'm going to undo that. No worries. I'm going to undo that, Shayna. Don't worry about me, because you should be relatively here. And now you're going to skip 1. And you're going to do that again. So you're inserting your hook, pulling up 1. Yarn over, going back in the same in the same loop, pull up 1, yarn over, insert, pull up 1. 6 loops are on the hook. We're going to yarn over, rotate our hook down, put pressure with our thumb, slowly pulling it through so you don't grab any of those. You can always, whenever you are pulling through your hook, you can always rotate it back out. That's fine. I tend to rotate like this all the time. Hi, Olivia. Hi. I see your back. Once you're there, you're going to chain 1, skip 1. Going back in. Pull up. Yarn over, pull up. Yarn over, pull up. Yarn over, pull through. 1. Skip 1. And Shayna, I'm going to keep going, but you let me know if I need to. I know this is a new stitch, so I can totally demonstrate again. You let me know where you're at. I'll try to keep going kind of slow, just in case you're kind of eyeing it. And chain 1. Hi. And through and chain. We're just going to keep going all the way around with a bean stitch in every other stitch. Bean stitch in every other stitch.
Would this stitch be good for scarf?
You can do it on a scarf. I've actually also used it on a headband too before. Shayna actually has one of those headbands. So you can use it on a lot of things. What's nice is it is a little bit thicker, but it's not as thick as the feather stitch. The feather stitch, which is this one is like, it's a little more rigid. This is a great stitch for headbands, for washcloths, you can use it for scarves and stuff like this, but so is this one. This one will have a little bit more drape and it'll be a little thinner. It's not quite, I mean, it's similar to a puff stitch. A puff stitch is literally the same thing. You're just doing a yarn over before that. So it's funny because everyone's like, oh my God, stitches are intimidating. Well, sometimes all you have to do is learn one and then you learn the 3 different ways to do it. So yeah, these stitches don't have to be super intimidating, but it is a good stitch for scarves. I've done a cowl where I'm working in the round and that looked really good on a cowl. I've done it in a headband, done it in several beanies. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The puff stitch I've used in amigurumi a lot, but I don't think I've used this bean stitch in amigurumi. Lorraine, do you have any crazy projects planned for the winter? I know you make a lot of things year round. I think you do markets and stuff, if I remember right. I could be mixing you up. I could be. But yes, Letty, I would totally recommend it for a scarf. Are you thinking like a long scarf, infinity scarf? Are you thinking what kind of style? I also mix it. I like to mix this in between other stitches. Just because I like texture. I like creating texture with crochet.
I'm going to attempt the t-shirt poncho.
Oh my goodness. Please do. Please post whatever you do because I have been meaning to try that one for a while. I will eventually. But I have not yet. What kind of style are you doing? Time to eat spaghetti.
Time to eat spaghetti.
Good job, Mrs. Detman. Way to be on top of that, Din Din. All right, when you get to the end, Shayna, you may not have 3 stitches left. That's okay. Just go where it makes sense, and then you just don't want to leave a whole lot of space. And then you're just going to make that last stitch, and we're going to slip stitch to the beginning to join. When I slip stitch, I'm going to go on top. So I don't want to go to the right side of it. I'm going to the one that's kind of to the left of the the bean stitch. And
I
I'm
have about 80
stitching.
little stockings to get done for Christmas.
Holy cow! What's that? You say little. What size? I actually want to make the very big, like the oversized, like stockings. I've been wanting to crochet those for a while. And a long scarf would look amazing with this texture. I usually use it lengthwise in between stitches for some scarves. I've slip stitched. Now I'm going to turn. When I turn, I'm technically going to have to flip this inside out because of how, you can turn, but like as you see, I'm going to flip it inside out. So I finished my stitch. I'm going to flip it inside out. Boop. And I'm going to chain one. I should have chained one before I turned. All right, Shayna, where are you at? Are you close to the end or are you kind of far? Because this one is where it gets a little different. You can start working in the next stitch, but what ends up happening is you're going to start dropping stuff. And to make this clean, there's a little bit of a cheat I do where I go backwards and work into the stitch that we just finished. And I'll show you what I mean. Technically, this is my seam. But you can't tell because as I've gone up, there's a little bit of a something here, but we want to try to minimize it, right? You can see it, but it's not super obvious where the seam is. And I'll show you how we avoid that. We're going to go backwards. So normally people would be like, oh, here's my first stitch. Normally people go forward, right? We're going to go back under here. And you'll see this is the bean. This is the stitch that's on top of the bean. Over here, it's right here. but underneath here, okay, 2/3, it's a little bit backwards. So when you do this first stitch, you're going under and you're grabbing those two. So you've got your bean that we just slip stitched into. It might look more like this because I haven't played with it yet. There you go. You're going to grab, if you fish it out, you can see that there's the top of the bean right there. It looks just like that little braid on top of that one, but it's tucked under this slip stitch just because we did a slip stitch and then we turned. So you're going to go into that one, grab the 2 loops there and continue, which will wrap you around that. This is where we're going to start our first bean. So pulling up 1, yarn over, boom. And now we're going to resume where we left off, or resume with our bean stitch. The next one is going to go to the left of that bean right there. There's always like a little triangle. That's what you're looking for, is that little triangle. Little triangle. So right there. And the only reason we're turning, we technically don't need to turn when you're doing beanies, but with this stitch you do, because you'll see once I get a few under our belt here. Let me do a few more, and that way at least, Shayna, if I can get to the end of this row, by the time you're ready to start it, it'll be the same. Just make sure. And see, you've got these ones leaning this way, and then our second row is leaning this way. And that's what's going to create that zigzag look going up. So that's how it's needed to turn in order for you to get your stitches to alternate angles every other row. But you're just going to constantly work into those triangles all the way around. And that is the bean stitch.
They're about 6 to 7 inches. A few years, I had to start really early to get 300 done to send to the deployed National Guard troops.
Oh, well, that's such a
I needed
good...
to cut back, sadly.
Yeah, oh, well, Lorraine, I know a lot of people that might want to help, so you reach out to me if that's something you're interested in. We are currently just launched our first fundraiser, so if you guys are new to my community, check out that. I literally posted it last night. We are going to be doing a crochet all day live event on TikTok, September 26th. But this entire month, I'll be working on a shawl that we are going to give away. We are raising money for a family. It's one of our community's cousins who was misdiagnosed as a hypochondriac. And she, lo and behold, actually had a real underlying condition. And for years, it went undiagnosed, it went unmanaged, and now she's having to deal with kidney failure and some other things going on. So we are currently raising money for them. But I do fundraisers. My goal is to do a new fundraiser every month if I can somehow keep up with it. If not, I'll do one a quarter. But my subscribers are the ones that I let pick what fundraiser we're raising money for. So if that's somebody that, like, if you need help, we have a lot of stitchers that will definitely pitch in and help make items for you. If that's something you're interested in, you reach out to me and I'll find a way to make it happen. We're trying to use our talents for good and not evil, and we're trying to spread love, not poo, over the internet. So I am hoping that we can kind of change the world one stitch at a time. I know that sounds really cheesy, but if you guys know me, I enjoy cheesy. Call me Steve Urkel. The cheese is like where it's at. I want to make the world a better place. One stitch at a time. All right, Shayna, have you joined with a slip stitch? Because I'm about to do another row, and this is a perfect time for me to show you where to go with that first stitch. Da-da-da-da. As I am now joining with a slip stitch myself. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Slip stitch and chain one. And then we're going to turn. So again, to turn, I'm literally flipping my beanie inside out. God, I love this green. This green looks so good. Cheers, Stitches. Drink your water. And I'm waiting for you, Miss Shayna. You let me know. Almost. That's what I like to hear. That sounded really weird. I hope you're laughing at that. Ah! So funny. So funny. But again, if you guys are new here, we made these last week. These little candy corn dudes. Ooh, Ray. That sounds nice. So this class is our last week's class. If you want to learn to make this, the tutorial's available. Before that, we made a ghost. We've been just getting into the fall vibes. We made our little spider. We've been getting into the fall vibes lately. So you guys have a ton of really good. My goal was to give you a lot of really good tutorials that you could use for market prep if you guys are doing markets or anything like that. So hopefully that helps. But if you're looking for something specific that I haven't done, feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to try to get that going.
I made the candy corn last week.
You did, Grace. Have you made more? Have you made more? Making sure this isn't getting tight on me. It's a little snug, but that's okay. Oh, no, it's not. Not when I get it on.
Yes.
How many have you made?
Thank you. I'll try to write out an understandable pattern and send it to you.
No worries. No worries, Lorraine. It's all good. It's all good. If not, I'm pretty good at deciphering what people mean, because you should see some of the stuff that we exchange back and forth when we're trying to figure out stuff. As you can see, I haven't gone through a whole lot of yarn, and we're already like, what, maybe a third of the way done. Slip stitch, chain one, and turn.
Slip stitch and turn.
So chain one too. Chain one as well. Maybe that was a better way to word it. Chain one as well. All right, but when we start our next stitch, Shayna, here's where you do not want to go. We do not want to go into this stitch. It looks like we do, but I want to go back into the stitch that's right here. And technically, this loop-de-doop that we're looking for is sitting below our slip stitch. So you're going to want to go into that spot. So I hope you can see that. We've got you're looking for these triangles, these little triangles to the left of every bean stitch, but this particular one is under the slip stitch. So when you do this first stitch, it feels like you're almost going backwards a little bit, but you're gonna grab that. I am grabbing, as you can see, there's 2 loops there, but you're not just going through there, but you're also going under that slip stitch. So this first stitch always feels a little wonky. You're grabbing a lot, but there you go. And then you're working that bean stitch just like you were. Nothing changes. That's just how you start. And then bean and chain. And then our next one is going into that little triangle. I know it's a little blurry when I bring it up close, but I just want to make sure you guys can see. Here's our bean stitch, and there's that triangle. Here's our bean stitch, here's that triangle. So you're going into the triangle. Again, don't yarn over, you're just going directly into it. And then you're yarn overing. That is a verb. If you didn't know, we just made it one. Yarn over again. And then you're resuming. So there we go. And resume. Did that make sense? You let me know if I need to back up, because I know that can be a little tricky. And you should start having this way, that way, this way, that way, and you'll start seeing that zigzag effect. Let me know, Shayna. I'm waiting on you just to let me know. You're probably like, I know, but I'm stitching. I can't respond and stitch at the same time. I get it. You need like 5 more arms. I totally get it. I totally get it. If you guys are watching this after the fact, like if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. I do respond to all of my messages. I am only one person, so if there is a delay, please forgive me and be patient, but I will get back to everyone. This is a great, great stitch, and you definitely don't want to miss out on some of these textures. Especially when so many people like don't even know what textures you can create with some of these stitches.
Green.
Green. Green did not answer my question, love. Oh, Shayna. What do you... I don't remember why green didn't answer me. Did you get it? Were you able to find the right loop? I don't want to say hole, because that's not going to sound good. While I'm waiting on her response, just to make sure I don't need to re-demonstrate, I'm going to grab one more scarf so you can see a different way I use this stitch. I'm pretty sure I have it in this one. Nope. Not on this one. Maybe not.
Donna Major. Welcome to my channel. Yo, yo, yo.
Donna! Ah, here we go. So this scarf, I actually did a different stitch every row. And as you can see, this was the bean stitch. So this is what it looks like when it's a standalone row. And then it looks like I did half double crochets here.
Is the triangle the chain one space?
Yes.
Green equals good. Welcome to the 11:16
Green equals good.
PM.
Okay. Oh, goodness, Donna. Go to bed, Donna. But here's another bean stitch in between 2 rows. So this is what it looks like when you pair it with other stitches. You don't always have to commit to just the bean stitch. You just want to know that when you do it, you're always skipping a stitch every time you set it up. So you'll do bean, skip one, bean, skip one. And then when you go and stitch on top of it, you want to make sure you're doing a stitch here and a stitch here. So a bean covers a count of 2 stitches. So if you have a row of 24 stitches, you'll have 12 beans, and then you'll follow it up with another row of 24 stitches. So that's how you can use it for different things. But thank you, Lorraine. I do like to create scarves and stuff where I just keep doing different stitches. My ADHD loves it when I don't have to commit. So that is always an option. Just trying to show you, now that you guys have played with this stitch, what you can do with it and all the different things. So you guys can keep going rogue. I love hearing that you guys are going rogue and getting creative and making your own things. That is the whole point of what we do, why we do. Why we do, what we do. Oh, good heavens, words are hard. Words are hard. All right, let me get through one more row. I'll show you guys how I changed it again, and then I will walk you through how far you want to go before you hold off for the next class. Because the next class, I'm going to show you guys how to decrease and how to finish it. And also, if you guys want to throw in a pom, you can throw in a pom. So here we are. We're approaching our last stitch. We're doing our last bean stitch right here. Chain. I'm going to slip stitch it to join. Oops. Slip stitch to the top to join. Pull through all the loops. Chain 1. And we are turning. Again, this first stitch feels a little weird. You have your triangles here to the left of each stitch. That's where we normally aim. But you'll see this first one, it's kind of hiding because our slip stitch is right here and our triangle is technically right here. The slip stitch kind of pushes it down, making it look like it's hiding. But if you want to find it, you're just going to go under there to the right of that little, it looks like a knot, but it's not one. And you're going to insert your hook all the way through to the other side. You're grabbing what are these 2 loops. Those 2 loops just happen to sit under our slip stitch. So it feels like you're going backwards a little bit whenever you start your first row. It feels like, because here's where we slip stitched. We slip stitched right here, and then our hook is right here, and we're going to go slightly backwards to start that first one, and then the rest will resume the way we have been. So in each of those little triangles. Boom. All right. I've done several repeats. You guys should be okay to kind of go and be left to your own demise for a little bit. But here's what I want you to do. Continue doing these rows. How far? Let's talk about that. You're probably going to want to go until you're going to start decreasing. So when do you start decreasing? Let's see. I think my first decrease was right about here. So that for me was about 6 inches up. So if you'll see, 6 inches up. So you'll want to keep doing what we're doing until that point, and then you're going to stop. Don't lose your hook. Don't lose your... Whoa, sorry, I hit my camera. Don't lose your hook. Don't lose your mind. Don't keep going. You'll stop there, and we'll resume together. I'll show you how we decrease, how we wrap it all up, and then I'll also walk you through how to create a pom. If you have a bigger head and you're like, I don't know, you probably want to go to where the crown of your head kind of starts. I mean, if you're slightly off, you guys, it's going to be fairly forgiving. You can always adjust, but kind of just go where you feel like it kind of needs to hug in. And for that, when I measure it on my head, it's kind of like 5.5, 6 inches.
Oh, wow.
Kind of where
That's
you would
great,
put your
thanks.
ponytail or a
to
little
check it
bit
out.
wider.
I've really been looking for some crochet friends.
Oh, yeah. Please, definitely. You'll find a ton of crochet friends in there. We've got almost 200 people in there, I think, if I remember right. So keep going until you guys have reached about 5.5 to 6 inches and kind of get a feel. You can even try it on at that point and see, do I want to start bringing it in or do I want to keep going, you know, with whatever. So that is what I want you guys to work on until next week. Okay? Keep doing these rows until you get 5.5 to 6 inches. Yeah, I'd say maybe 5. Maybe 5. 5.5 would be good. 5.5 would be a really good size. Oops, I guess I should raise that so you can see. So at about, here's my 5.5 mark. That would put me right here. That is about when I start seeing it go in. We're going to be decreasing 3 stitches every row. Last time I did 4, Grace, when you and I were messing around with this pattern, it took it in a little bit too fast. I feel like decreasing 3 stitches every row will make it a little more gradual and it will fit a little bit better. So we're going to go with 3 stitches every row once we get there, and then I'll walk you through the rest. But awesome. Okay, I'm going to be taking a quick break. We are going to finish this project next week, same time, Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you want to rewatch it to start this again, maybe you guys were like watching, you didn't think you were able to do it, and now you're like, you know what, that doesn't look so bad. I might be able to try it. Great news. The second I hit end live, you are going to have this available for replay. So save the link, share it with your friends, whatever it is. Don't forget to check out all of my previous classes, and don't forget to subscribe and set your alarm and your notifications because it'll let you know when I go live, and the next one will be next week at Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And like I said, we'll finish this, and I don't know what we're going to do the following week. We'll just keep making whatever your guys' little hearts desire. So any questions at all, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I will update the description. And you guys will have free tools and links and stuff like that in the description that take you to all things genetics. Yeah, it'll do, Grace. Anytime. I love you guys all so much for being here. So much for being here.
Thank you for teaching us.
And if you need anything else, because I know market prep is going on, let me know. Let me know. But I will take a quick break, and then we're going to go live back over on TikTok, because I do go live there every day. If you guys want more live crochet, get on TikTok. Go find me on TikTok. It's Genetics Creation. Same thing. But I'm not going anywhere on YouTube either. So we're here for all the things. All right, guys. I will see you shortly. Take a quick break. Grab your water. Grab a snack. And we're going to work on our homework. And we're also going to finish some headbands and do some other fun stuff. I will see you on the other app. Stitches. All right, guys. Peace out. See you later.